Well, the memorial that we see behind us here is originally located on the school grounds, which is just up around the corner beyond the local hotel.
It was very well respected when it was an open school, but sadly as it became a private residence, it's a big ask to have people look after a monument on their front lawn and also to have people wander in and have a look at it. So as a community we decided it was time to bring it to a more public place. 40 men went from our community to World War I and 14 didn't come back. We realised that was such a huge loss and we really wanted to commemorate it and to keep this memorial in a place for the future and future-proof it for our district. So what we first had to do was work out how we could hopefully move it without breaking it. So we took the granite top off, which weighs 2 tonne, and that was safely stowed in Hawera and restored at Anderson's Memorials. And then we got Steve Watson to come in with his digger.
It was definitely heavier than what I thought it was. And I knew that the crane could do it, but I just had to be careful. But once I started moving it and I knew it could do it, it was plain sailing. But yeah, no, it went fine.
I believe the whole thing was pretty nerve-wracking because like you can't make it anymore. If we'd dropped it and broken it, that's the end of it, you know. So I was pretty nervous, but I think it went quite well.
We dug it around it, put strops under the concrete structure, lifted it up with his crane, put it on the back of a very large trailer and tractor, drove it round here, and it's about a 50-metre drive, and then installed it in this spot here and had a base of sand, so we got it completely level. Then the granite top came back on. More and more locals stepped in to help, and for example we had a working bee one Saturday to lay the concrete, and we had about 15 people and wheelbarrows turn up. We had a young local guy who back then he would have been one of these men who went to war, and he spent 2 days putting this fantastic post and rail fence along the front. We had other young farmers who levelled the ground. Everyone played a part in this project, and we have the same pride, I think, that our forebears had when they put the monument in its first position. We don't want to forget what these men did for us back then.
The effect that shifting the monument really has had on the local community is quite significant. The observance of the last Anzac Day gathering, which included up to 500 people, I think it was, showed just how important people still regarded the monument.
It was very moving. You could see the support from people. People came from all over New Zealand to be there, and so, yeah, no, it was just incredible.
It also brought into play the opportunity for the younger generation to start to understand just what was involved in those 2 great wars and how it affected our local community.
We all came together and put a wreath on the memorial. We made it at the Scout Hall together.
The different ages, it sort of means different things. The key is being the sort of 5 to 7.5-year-old age group. It's pretty hard for them to get their head around. And when you explain, you sort of do it in reasonably vague because they really, their comprehension of it is not, it's hard for them in this day and age to understand people going to war and not returning. But as you go through the age group with the Cubs and the Scouts, their appreciation of what really went on seems to increase significantly.
They went away in the First World War, especially with a sense of adventure, to fight for king and country in great spirits, and little were they to know what they would encounter. We can only imagine, really, the anguish and the loss to the community when so many from such a small community failed to return. That was a great sacrifice for the country.